Way back in 1978, from January 25th to January 27th, the entire Midwest suffered a blizzard of epic proportions like, well, few have ever forgotten. I remember that particular blizzard because I was right here and saw the entire thing starting on a Wednesday night when it started to occur. Lasted till 2 a.m. Friday morning. It was a mess. Well, that was many, many years ago, but a lot of weather people have been saying, conditions are starting to appear like we could have some big, heavy snowstorm, big, heavy weather occurrence that could happen starting, well, on January the 24th through January the 26th. Basically, they're hearkening back to what happened in 1978, the big blizzard of 78. Well, here's the thing you have to understand. Weather is fungible, which means it could change at a moment's notice. Everything could alter itself. Now, what they're talking about is a prediction that started, well, almost 10 days ago when they started seeing, well, we see conditions here, conditions there. This front is moving this way. This wind is moving this way. The jet stream is going this way. A whole lot of predictions. Well, predictions are just that, predictions. They do not mean necessarily anything. Now, here's what we do know, and here we're still about a week away from stuff going on. One, don't really believe anything that weather people say unless they're within a 5-day window, because about the only accurate area you could be is roughly within 5 days of trying to get a forecast halfway correct. They may be right, they may be wrong, but the weather gods have a way of moving. And that's what weather gods do. They change at a moment's notice. Now, are conditions starting to get right for potential bad weather in a particular part of the United States? Well, the keys are there. There may be a storm that might be coming in from the west that's going to go over the Rocky Mountains, pick up a little bit of strength, and head toward the center part of the country, which is where we are. We're talking about the area from, well, up there in northern Michigan, northern Minnesota, all the way down to, well, Kentucky, Tennessee, that particular area. That entire, well, zone may have something going on in weather-wise. But here's the problem. The weather may become, well, wet and not snow. So you could have areas, well, in the southern part of the storm area, southern Indiana, into Kentucky, Tennessee, that could in fact be rain. Now, rain, if it gets cold enough, rain can become ice. An ice storm could be, well, very, very dangerous if you've ever been in one. But northern areas, you get up into Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, those areas, well, you're talking about snow there. Now, the amount, well, right now they're just guessing. Some places say, well, 1 to 3 inches. Some places say 3 to 5 inches. And some places say, well, it's going to be over 6 inches. Is anybody really sure of exactly what they're going to get? The answer is no, they're not. But is it smart to be cautious? Well, yeah, probably. But keep in mind, don't believe necessarily anything that's older than 5 days out, because things change. Weather moves. Weather is like, well, liquid. It moves. It does what it does based upon the currents, the sun, and how the world turns. Everything happens. The winds move. Everything changes. But once you get around 5 days out, you can say, yeah, we see something going on here. Does it mean that we're going to get a hit with a big, heavy snowstorm? Not necessarily. Does it mean we can get freezing rain? Well, anything is potential with weather, because weather is finicky. Mother Nature makes it that way, and it gives those people in the weather business something to do and still keep their jobs, which sometimes is amazing to me. But so now you know. So if you hear something about a big storm coming up and it's going to hit us in the Midwest, why it's 10 days out, take it with a grain of salt, folks. It may be yes, it may be no, or it may be somewhere in between. Right now, give it a few days. Let's wait to see what percolates out of this thing. And then you can see about buying bread, eggs, and milk at the grocery store. But beyond that, don't get too far ahead on your skis. It might not work out the way you want. Now you've been advised, and now you know.